All right, welcome back to the One Bar and Lupagus show. I'm One Bar with Lupagus, and damn it, it is mailbag time. Mailbag time, one of my favorite episodes of the week.
Hey, when you were growing up, what was your favorite thing to get in the mail?
Ooh, that's a good question. I didn't have any pen pals. I would say the Sports Illustrated every Thursday.
I'm talking younger. I was always excited to get my highlights magazine.
Highlights?
The hidden pictures were fucking awesome.
Well, the Sports Illustrated, especially like in January when the swimsuit edition came out, I would spend a lot of me time after that, and it was a wonderful time of the year.
Me time or meat time?
How about a little of both? Let's do this. All right. Well, we got a handful of questions this week. Before we get into that, remember, subscribe, like the channel, hashtag sauce in the comments to win Jimmy Klein saucer autograph when we get to 2,500. And spoiler alert, one of these questions actually has to do with Jimmy Klein saucer. So wow. That was not planned, by the way.
I wonder if he got highlight magazine.
No, nobody got those. Those is like something your grandma bought for you or grandpa, whatever. Just like, oh, thanks for the subscription.
It was
well, you know what? Let's start with the Jimmy Klein saucer question right off the bat. Angel Duzd Senior. I'm probably killing that name. No, he wants to know better past fullback, Jimmy Klein saucer or Mr. Felton.
This is such a silly question because it's not even close. It's Jimmy Klein saucer. I don't think I even need to get into details about it. Jimmy was just much more of a weapon offensively, looking at what he could do receiving. He could even go back and play running back if you needed him to. It's Klein saucer, and it's not even close.
Well, we do appreciate the question. You're right. It is not true. I mean, Felton played 3 years for the Vikings. Hell of a fullback. But Klein saucer was more, I mean, he was that extra blocker, whatever. He played 12 years. Viking great. Hashtag sauce, by the way, in the comments. So, yeah, it's Jimmy Klein saucer. And a second round guy, it's not even close.
Jimmy Klein saucer was mentioned in the movie Adam Sandler, the one about the memory. So I don't think Jerome Felton ever was. So, yeah.
All right, next up, Thomas Velba wants a little personal question here. What is your favorite thing to do or hobby when you're not watching the Vikings kick a little ass?
I think you already addressed what yours was in January when you get that special magazine. Honestly, I think I hunt a little bit, do a little fishing, some golf here and there. We take romantic walks in the forest with snowshoes. That's always a good time.
Yes, we do. We do a lot of snowshoeing. Yeah. I'm just gonna go with beers with the fellas. I mean, that's about sums it up. Nothing better. Warm, cold, doesn't matter. They taste delicious.
The weather or the beers?
A little both.
Or the fellas.
And the fellas. All right, let's do this. Jersey Mike, a player you absolutely do not want the Vikings to draft at this point. What player do you absolutely hate this year?
I don't hate the player. I just hate the position, and I don't want a tackle. I don't want Christian Darrisaw at 14. To me, it's a wasted pick. You got Riley Reef, who you should probably just keep at left tackle, pay the man. He was awesome last year. Why change it? If you do get rid of him, then slide Ezra Cleveland over, and then draft a true guard. Rashawn Slater, someone like that would make more sense to me than just getting a left tackle, replacing Riley Reef. Whoever you're going to put there is going to be a downgrade. So I don't think if you go that route at 14, you're not going to help your offense. You're going to actually be downgrading if you do take a tackle at 14.
Oh, yeah. I mean, there isn't really a specific player. Like you said, it's more position. I'm pretty open this year. I'm pretty open as long as it fills a need that can have an immediate impact and doesn't just kind of like even out, like put a guy in there that we just let go. And I'm going to actually go, I was thinking tackle. I'm going to go quarterback, even if there's a quarterback that randomly falls like a Trey Lance. Justin Fields miraculously falls to pick 14. Still don't want him. It does nothing for us in the short term. They're all in on this team right now, and it doesn't help. So I'm pretty much in the same with you. Tackle, quarterback, not a specific player.
Yeah, I get what you're saying about the quarterback. Man, if we pass on Justin Fields, I would.
Next. There's some damn good quarterbacks in next year's draft, and if we step on our dicks again, I'd gladly take them and just get a Micah Parsons or somebody random just to throw in there.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to take a quarterback.
All right, Julian Marker, very active in our comments. One of our great fans. We love him very much. What is your most memorable Vikings games you attended in person? Hashtag sauce. He really wants that autograph.
He does. And I hope he gets it just for how loyal he's been over the years.
Well, now if he wins, it's going to look rigged. So,
well, it's not. I guarantee you, I will not allow it to be rigged. I was almost at a very important game. Would have been Brett Favre's last game, but that son of a bitch came back surprisingly and started. So every game I've attended hasn't really been anything too exciting, to be honest with you. I think on my record's like 2-3. Maybe once when my dad was wasted yelling stuff was probably one of my most memorable moments. Not really the game itself, but as far as I thought I was that close to seeing Brett Favre's last game at the Metrodome, or I should say for the Vikings, because I think the last game was actually at CCF. But yeah, that would have been the one where it would have been like something to remember, some kind of moment. But the son of a bitch played.
Yeah, I've been to a lot of games. Monday night games were fun. Been to a Thursday night game, but none of them have just been like, holy shit, that was like fantastic game. So I'm gonna go a game I went with the Lupagus with. TCF Bank against the Packers outdoors, December, freezing our asses off, just slamming beers. That was a fun one to go to. We did lose. It was more for the camaraderie of the Lupagus and freezing our ass off. Eddie Lacy ran for like 150 yards and 3 touchdowns, something ridiculous. But that was
Jones
a very
had like
fun
a hoodie on. Sucked. Yeah, I remember we were all bundled up and we had to walk like a mile and a half. We were all just drenched with sweat by the time we got up there, and I froze. My parts are frozen.
I found us a cab afterwards, wasted. So you're welcome.
Remember that guy who like shit himself in the bathroom?
Yeah, unfortunately I do, and I still feel bad for him. I think about him at least once a day. Unfortunately, he had a bellyache, and there was a long line, and yes, he shit himself as he was going. It was coming out the bottom of his pants. He looked mortified. I wish you wouldn't have brought that up. All right, next up, we've had this one before. We're going to do it again. Favorite Viking player of all time, and how long have we known each other? This is a very personal mailbag this week.
Yeah, well, it's Randy Moss for me. I think you're the same. I don't know, maybe you're more old school, but it's Randy Moss. He was just the best player I've ever seen play. So to me, it's Randy Moss. And yes, how long have we known each other? Well, I mean, growing up in the town we've always kind of known of each other. We didn't really start hanging out much until 9th grade. We farted on each other's knees and on the baseball bus.
We did. Inseparable ever since.
Mm-hmm.
I think I can see you out the window.
The way you smelled.
Could see you. Yeah, last time we did this, I said Randy Moss. I changed my mind all the time. I'm going Keith Millard this time. Keith Millard, old school. Keith Millard and Anthony Carter. That's from Viking Jerome, by the way.
Hell yeah. One of our best.
We're best. All right, next up, Thomas Velaba. Probably killing that name too. Oh, he's got a couple of questions here. He did the hobby one. I'm sorry. A lot of talk about the possible Kirk Cousins trade to the Niners. If this happens and they get draft picks, what would you rather do? Go after Watson or trade up to get Zach Wilson, BYU Stallion?
Why don't you go first in this one?
Well, first off, I don't think this is going to happen one damn bit. I don't think there's any chance of it ever happening. But if it did, stranger things have happened. I would say I would be all in on making that trade for Watson. It's going to take an ass load to get up to get Zach Wilson. If you're giving up an ass load, go for somebody that's a proven commodity. Go for somebody that you know is the real deal. Well, I think Zach Wilson's going to be fantastic. I'm more than willing to give up another first and a player, whatever it is, to get Deshaun Watson. So Watson, done deal.
I agree 100%, except I don't know. And I got to look more at Zach Wilson, but I don't know. I'm a little worried about that guy. I just have a bad feeling about him.
So good.
Bad feeling about him. So, yeah, I would definitely go the Watson route. Proven commodity. One of the best. He's only, 25 years old. I would gladly give up more for a guy I know can do it rather than the guy who maybe can do it. So, 100% agree with you on that one.
All right. Matt Jelly Monster. He used to be Jelling Monster. I think he actually changed his name. He changed his name to Jelly Monster.
I think we can call him our son now.
Jelly Monster says, "Will the Vikings
for years?
Will the Vikings make the playoffs next year?"
Yes, they always make in odd years. So yes, they're gonna make the playoffs. Absolutely. God, as bad as they were this year, they must have made it this year. So I think they definitely will be improved. Michael Pierce back, Daniil Hunter back. Yeah, this team's making the playoffs next year, no doubt in my mind.
Yeah, I agree. And it's I mean, look at the dog shit teams that made it this. I mean, the Bears were in the playoffs. The Washington football team were in the playoffs. Yes, it's a whole different ballgame with that division, but we're going to be better than them guys with the players we got coming back. Justin Jefferson another year. Yeah, we're making the playoffs, and that's just not our purple Kool-Aid talking. NFC isn't that great.
No,
sorry.
No, we got
Jerome Jabroni says, "What would you do if the NFL season is canceled? If it was canceled, what would we do? Like a hobby, I'm assuming."
I guess I would probably I would probably just like watch a whole bunch more shows or movies. A lot of couch time, a lot of couch riding. I like to say I do something constructive with my family, but I don't think that would happen.
Sounds like you'd get really fat. That's what it sounds like.
Probably would.
I would probably go on eBay and buy about 14 unopened wax boxes of some sort of 1988 Topps baseball and football card and open them up and not do anything productive. I know that. So it'd be very, very sad day. Final.
Maybe you get a Kevin Mitchell card.
Oh, that 87 Topps Kevin Mitchell. Beautiful. Final. Trevor Lee. Why does Zimmer get a pass always? He is up and down like a roller coaster and supposed to be a defensive genius, but every time his defense faces a good quarterback, they always lose, except the two miraculous finishes that the offense bailed out the defense against the Saints. So basically, why does Zimmer get a pass?
Does he get a pass? I don't know. I feel like he's getting his fair share of criticism.
Still got a job.
He's still got a job, but I do feel like this is it. This is his year to either make it or he's going to lose it. I don't know. I think we can also go back and look at where would this team be without him. What if we had a different coach in, leading this thing last year? Would we have gone 2-14, 3-13? I think they like him just because I think people can relate to Zimmer. He seems kind of like a no nonsense kind of guy. So I think a lot of fans are quick to forgive him. If he was somebody who came off as arrogant or came off as, I don't know, just kind of an asshole, I think people would be a little bit more harsh
gross word
toward him. But, and then, he's just how consistent he's been. This team's only had a couple down years since he's taken over. So overall, he's been pretty damn good coach for the Vikings. So I think that's why maybe he does get a little bit of leeway if it gets any at all.
Yeah, I think it's just pretty much they're all in on this core team right now. And if they were to get rid of Zimmer, they would have to probably get rid of a lot that's currently on the team and just start from scratch. They got guys, Kirk Cousins, they got guys on defense, Barr, Harrison Smith, guys that they brought in and that are very close to Zimmer. So I just think that they're just putting all their chips in, see where it goes. Next year, it's going to be a different story. I think next year it's shit or get off the pot. If it's another bad year, he's gone, and I can see him wiping it clean. So that's the way I see it. But you're right. Odd years, the Vikings miraculously come back and have a great record. So we'll probably be 11-5 next year.
Yeah, I think if it's another 7-9, 8-8, I think he will be gone. So I don't think there'll be any kind of a pass. Hell, even if it gets to be, 6-7-ish. I mean, I won't be surprised if he gets fired halfway through the season if it's starting to look like it could go downward. So yeah, I think this is the year, and I don't think you'll see any kind of passes for him this year.
Well, let's be clear. If we're 6-7, it is not halfway through the season. All right. I'm not very good at math, but I nailed that one.
Well, I'm just saying, if it looks like it's going to go south, 6-7 with a tough schedule coming up or something, he starts losing the team or some shit, yeah, he'll be gone. So.
All right, there you go. Our mailbag is squozen clean. It is dry. Thanks for the questions. Remember, subscribe, like the videos. And that's all we got.
Did you say squozen?
Squozen.
Well, I don't know if squozen is a word, but I do know this, and now you're going to know this too. The bite of a grizzly bear is strong enough to crush a bowling ball.